Alright, what's going on YouTube? QKG here, and today we're going to be reviewing Black Ops 3, and I'm going to be reviewing the PC version. Now, pretty much if you have the PC version or the next gen version, you're pretty much on par with pretty much the doable versions, because we've even seen the last gen port that they actually made for the 360 and PS3, which is pretty abysmal, but I'll talk about that at another time. But pretty much I'm going to go ahead and give you guys my thoughts on the PC version of Black Ops 3 and let you know everything that I liked, and trust me, there's some stuff that I don't like, but we're gonna go ahead and dive into this review, so let's go ahead and get into it.
Let me go.
Listen only to the sound of my voice. Let your mind relax. Imagine yourself in a frozen forest.
Alright, now for the story, I'm gonna go ahead and sum up as much without, completely spoiling the story at all. But pretty much, it's not really, touching base with any of the older Black Ops storylines. Like, you're not playing as any of the Masons or anything like that, because it's the year 2070. So even probably Alex Mason's son, David Mason, is probably old as dirt by now. But you really don't see any of the older characters returning in this game. And you also play as a new character, which you create, and then that's when you end up with your new CO, which is Jacob Hendricks. And then that's when pretty much your first mission, you're just trying to extract I think it's like a president or something like that. You really can't remember, but you're trying to extract somebody. And then that's when you meet up with John Taylor and his team, pretty much of just cybernetic super soldiers, because this whole game is themed around what technology can do for either enhance humanity and enhance warfare as well. So pretty much, long story short, you ended up getting left, you get your arms and legs ripped off by robots, and then you ended up being put into the cybernetic program and pretty much going in set for war. So you pretty much go, and the mission structures are pretty linear. You just go in there and just make sure you go for the objectives, shoot up everything and pretty much keep on moving. It was pretty standard Call of Duty, but I see what they tried to add a little bit of difficulty in there, because most of the older Call of Duties, when it came to the modern shooters, and even the very last Call of Duty that came out, it was pretty much shooting to a point to where you got to a cutscene, and then that was your pretty much everything else set from there. Or they would just try to make it swarms of enemies. In this game, they actually make it to where you have robots that you have to shoot for a little bit and then pick up a rocket launcher and blow them up. Or you have like these big old like Titans from Titanfall that'll try to shoot at you, and the same deal, deal as much damage to them as possible while others soldiers are shooting at you. And also in this year's campaign, you actually have an option for co-op, so you actually can have up to 4-player co-op on this campaign, and pretty much just for you and the friends, to hop in some games, even take care of the campaign with friends. But I would highly recommend you taking on the campaign solo, just so you can actually pay attention to the entire story, because to tell you the truth, if you're playing the story and you're playing a co-op and you're not paying attention, the whole thing's gonna fly completely over your head. And trust me, it even flew over my head when I played it in single mode. But I guarantee you, I'm not gonna say much about spoiling it, but if you want to know about what actually happens, leave a comment down below, and I actually put a link in the description down below, which pretty much explains what happened in the campaign and how it actually mindfuck you. Alright guys, so let's go ahead and move on to the gameplay portion. The gameplay, especially when we're talking about just the overall Call of Duty feel, it really does a lot to change the Call of Duty formula, but it definitely does keep that core gameplay of Call of Duty. They've added wall running, they've added boost jumping, they're adding, sliding while shooting, they've added, some various new perks in the game, and we've even added some new gun attachments and new gun customization, and you can actually make your own gun variant as well, and you can even make your own camo. So they're trying to make this game as customizable as possible for you. And also, one of my favorite things about this game is that, especially with the Call of Duty series, it seems like that they actually make it to where when you're unlocking things, it's constantly keeping you busy, to where you rank up once, you get a gun, you get some unlocked tokens, you get this perk, you get that perk. They make it to where you're actually staying busy, so the grind is gonna feel like it's actually possible, instead of some other games like Star Wars Battlefront, which actually had plenty of potential, but some people actually did not like it just because it hindered them from actually just that grind grind felt like it was a free-to-play grind, like how Dirty Bomb is. Like it takes like 20 million thousand games to actually increase your level. So when it comes to the gameplay side, I do like the new features that they definitely added. Some of the stuff with the gameplay side I don't like. For an example, when it comes to multiplayer, because I will be reviewing some guns. There are some guns in this game in particular that I really don't like, which is this stupid semi-automatic rifle, semi-automatic sniper rifle that actually it has a faster fire rate than a regular semi-automatic assault rifle, which it really doesn't make sense. That's just where they, I don't understand how that flew over their head. That is just very irritating, jumping into a game and getting like pew 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 pew, and people put suppressors on that crap and snipe you all the way across the map. So it just really made me irritated. And then sometimes with the matchmaking that you can get, I actually do like the fact that if you do join late and you end up losing, the loss actually does not count against you. But at the same time, it can get annoying when I'm getting paired with all level 1s and there's like second prestiges and the game first came out and they're all on the team, they're about to just wreck us and they're not even partied up together. So sometimes the skill-based matchmaking really doesn't make sense whatsoever, because I don't care how good you are, you're gonna probably do good, but if your team's not back there supporting you, then you're gonna end up falling short. And one other thing I definitely like kind of was like feeling a little about the gameplay was, especially on the PC version, we did have some stutter issues, but usually that was just some optimization stuff. They actually did fix that for you. There was some times where the game will actually end up like not being able to connect you to a game in time, and this was like maybe the first week, like you'll be able to play a game and then it'll kick you off and say, not authorized 5 or game server disconnected, and then you have to restart your game and go all over again, stuff like that. So I didn't like that about the game at all, because it kind of hindered the gameplay. I'll be in the middle of a game, just doing my thing, and then I'll get kicked out of nowhere. And then it wasn't just me having that issue, but thank God they actually fixed it. So pretty much most of the issues actually just come with some of the weapon balance that they do have in the game. Now I'm not saying every gun's gonna be overpowered or anything like that, but definitely, for the love of God, please, with multiplayer, fix some of those weapons, because your boy gonna end up reviewing them anyway. Alright guys, and for the last part, we're actually going to talk about the zombies for a little bit. I'm just going to shed some light on it really quick. Honestly, the zombies was kind of for me. I wasn't really too hyped for zombies this time around. When Exo Zombies was coming out, I wanted to see how Sledgehammer was going to take their spin on zombies, and they actually did have a very good challenge into it, and their zombies was actually pretty good. The only thing bad about Advanced Warfare was its optimization. If Sledgehammer can actually properly optimize a PC port when the game actually does come out, then we can be looking at a really nasty game from Sledgehammer. I know some people didn't like Advanced Warfare, but I actually did like their zombies more. I do like the fact that Treyarch actually has more of a storyline with their zombies, instead of just shooting waves, waiting for stuff, blah blah blah, and all that stuff. They actually make you have Easter eggs put in the game, so you're actually gonna have this 50 settings theme and stuff like that, which I kind of really don't care too much for. The music is pretty cool. I definitely dig the music, but it's pretty much you find some stuff, then you actually like set up like these voodoo spells and stuff like that. It gets pretty weird, so it kind of takes completely far away from the the zombie side. It makes it more of just a supernatural side, instead of just be the Walking Dead. It's gonna be ghosts and like curses and stuff like that. So that's actually what's pretty cool about the zombies. But was I too excited and too happy, just enjoying the zombies? I really didn't spend much time on the zombies, so it kind of really didn't like it. But one thing that I did like was they actually have something called Nightmare Mode, that if you beat the main story in the campaign, it's actually a alternative storyline to the original campaign, but it's pretty much the same mission structure, but you're telling it from a different point of view, and it's pretty much zombies put in place instead of these the cybernetic robots that you end up fighting throughout the campaign. And it was actually pretty enjoyable. I actually like that more, instead of the actual just wave-based zombie role and stuff like that. I wish that they would incorporate that with some other zombie mode in the future. I'm thinking they're just doing that for testing, but in the future, don't make it a complete clone of what the single player was, because that was one thing I actually didn't like. At first I thought my game was crashing because I saw the character's mouth moving, but he wasn't talking, and I was like, what are you doing? And then she started narrating, and I was like, oh, I see what this is. But honestly, I did not like that part at at all. I felt like they could at least, did a little bit more with the nightmare mode instead of just making it a clone with just, putting in zombies and, getting in added guns and stuff like that. It was a pretty good challenge, I will say that, because if you get touched by them zombies, they're gonna beat your ass until you die. So that was actually pretty cool for me, so I did enjoy that. But like I said, in the future, I know Treyarch's gonna keep on going with this. Just do not make it a complete clone because it will actually end up, being a whole lot better and it has more potential. Okay guys, so we're pretty much wrapping it up here for the review. I told you the stuff I liked and I told you the stuff I did not like. So just to go ahead and wrap it up and give you pretty much a final score, I would definitely go ahead and rate this game a solid 9 out of 10. This game was actually pretty enjoyable for me, and the reason why I'm giving it a 9 out of 10 it's because I've noticed that when the game came out day one, it actually worked. And for all those mixed reviews that you saw on Steam, that was actually for people who either did not update their drivers or they said they had i5 issues and stuff like that. But I had some stutter issues too when I first started, but I really just went straight to that AMD website, downloaded the drivers of Black Ops 3, and I was playing at a solid 60 frames, no problem. So it can either be people not being able to run the game or people, just straight up hating it. But that's what Call of Duty seems to have nowadays. Even though it sells a million, thousand, billion copies, it's still going to have that mixed reception. But yeah, don't be fooled by that. Trust me, they actually were on the problems that they had. They were fixing them right away. Like that problem I had when getting kicked out of games, that has now been patched for the past few days that I've been playing. I have not had that issue. Also, there was this weird like blue screen that would come up after multiplayer games. That has also been fixed. And then the stutter and frame rate drops that were found in the single player and also the multiplayer as well, those have also been fixed as well, because there were certain times where in the game you would actually be playing and then your FPS will certainly start to stutter. So they actually were quick about fixing those as well, but I just wish they would not have those issues when they first came out. But of course, it's 2015. You can't, of course, you can't wait for a game to come out day one and it actually works right. But anyway, like I said, the reason why I give it a 9 out of 10 is because honestly, I had a lot of fun on this game. The reason why this review took so long, it's the 21st when I'm recording this. This game actually came out on my birthday, and I just been busy with work and school, and then when I come home, I'm just sitting in the room, just cranking up a game. I'm probably gonna play a game after this video uploads as well, but I was pretty much just having a blast with multiplayer. The campaign was very, very good and well written. It did not seem like it at first, but until I found out the truth, it opened up my eyes. Zombies, but it's enjoyable. The nightmare mode is actually a very alternative way on the zombies mode, and I actually do like it, but it definitely needs to be something separate instead of just being, something that was just, just kind of like tacked on in a way, not like a complete clone of the single player. So that's the definite score that I have for that. Is a definite 9 out of 10. It's definitely going to be one of my shooters of the year so far, because I know we've had Battlefield Hardline, we've had some other shooters out there that's actually been doing pretty good. Dirty Bomb is actually another great shooter that I have for the year, and that's actually a free to play. And guess what? This game actually does not have microtransactions. We actually have supply drops in the game, and guess what? Them suckers you can only get with your crypto tokens. You do not have to pay with those with real money. There is no option for that whatsoever. So thank God they do not have microtransactions in this game. So that is also another positive to that. So like I said, guys, a solid 9 out of 10. This was probably a very enjoyable game. Probably one of my favorite Call of Duty's out the series, next to the original Black Ops and probably around, Call of Duty 4, Modern Warfare 3. This has to definitely be one of my favorites. So if you guys have not went out and picked it up, this is actually going to be a great time to actually jump straight back into the series, because this actually does not tie in much with the older games, so you can actually enjoy a whole new story and actually, try the multiplayer out again, try the zombies again. And yes, I would definitely recommend this game at full price, because a lot of people say sometimes, oh, I ain't paying $60 for Call of Duty. You're getting campaign, which is actually a very well written campaign. You're getting zombies, you're also getting multiplayer, and you're getting an alternative zombies mode as well, and that's all for $60. And you have endless content with your multiplayer, and you have endless content with your zombies, because they actually had added a ranking system within zombies as well. And then they also do have a 4-player co-op for the story mode, so you guys can enjoy that as well. But like I said, I recommend playing that solo, so I would do recommend this game at full price. If you guys are interested, I would definitely go ahead and pick it up. And if you guys, always leave a comment down below on any game if you want me to try, and any game you might want to see a review on. So this is going to be it for this review. I thank you guys for watching. This is Quentin with Quentin Knows Games, and look out for those gun reviews, and peace out.